Okay, here we are. Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press. Today, Wednesday, March 26, 2025. Yesterday, we live tweeted, actually at the same time, two separate hearings. One was about Mahmoud Khalil versus Columbia University. I'll get to that in a moment. But the more pressing of the two was the case of Chung, who learned that she was in the target of ICE and got counsel and managed yesterday to get a temporary restraining order barring the government from detaining, deporting, transferring her, and if they choose to do it under another ground, they have to give notice. The prosecutor, I guess, the representative of the Southern District U.S. Attorney's Office was like, I'm pushing back gently, but I understand. It was quite different, honestly, than the case before Judge Boasberg, where the government basically, they've appealed, but they just assert executive power. So you should check. You can check that one out. Now, the Khalil versus Columbia one, there was no decision reached, but what came up was the speech or debate clause, because the proposed TRO would basically enjoin the House committee from saying certain things, much less doing certain things. So I don't think that's going to fly. There was a promise of a nip and tuck. So we'll have to see about that. Speaking of Mr. Speech and Debates Clause, Bob Menendez, convicted of bribery, gold bars, etc., cash from Qatar, Egypt. He's managed to get a delay of surrender to prison because of the ongoing trial of his wife, Nadine Menendez. Now, he's not coming to the trial, so it's not clear. Will she call him as a witness? Will she thereby waive spousal privilege? Nobody can quite tell. Nobody knows. Meanwhile, maybe he's holding out. Maybe it's a delay game. Yesterday, Devon Archer, you can look that name up. He received a pardon and clemency, so his SDNY case is closed. Meanwhile, at the United Nations, they're very proud of themselves. They've sent out a memo to their staff. This is sort of related to the first item, but I guarantee you, the UN is totally cynical. They sent a message to their staff that you'd better carry around your passport and your visa because you could just be grabbed at any time. Number one, it hasn't happened, but two, it actually should happen sometimes. There was a case that I covered when I was inside the UN before being ousted for just these type of reports, in which a guy committed rape and picked a woman in the bar on 2nd Avenue, that he raped her, and then he cited diplomatic immunity. Same thing happened with a diplomat. Same thing happens all over the world with peacekeepers. They're constantly citing immunity and thumbing their nose at the laws of the country they're in. So this virtue signaling with the visas and the passports is classic UN. We won't rest. We've applied to re-enter. There was a letter from Quinn Emanuel pro bono for us that went to a woman called Melissa Fleming. No answer at all. The UN is totally corrupt, and 2025 is the litmus test. To be continued, Inner City Press.